But on to the box office.
Yes. So, doing significantly better than I was anticipating is the new Mean Girls the musical.
Yes. Yeah.
At 28 million, which I didn't think there was any market for a Mean Girls the musical, but I've been hearing it's a mother and daughter thing.
Hmm, well, most of the mothers these days probably saw the original Mean Girls when it came out in theaters, and then they
Yep,
wanted to take their daughters to the new one.
yep. Uh, it was also a pretty inexpensive movie because I looked up the budget, and that came in at I want to say 36. Yeah, 36 million.
Hmm.
So that's pretty darn cheap to get a whole movie off the ground these days.
Very true. Yeah. Although, given that it's a musical, set in a high school, it probably
Right.
wasn't that expensive to make.
Right. You're not making the whole high school out of CGI or crazy things like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But it's part of this weird trend where the color purple, Wonka, Mean Girls,
Yeah.
the marketing for all these was just very cagey about the fact that it was a musical, which doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it doesn't make any sense to me either. And hey, Ninja, good to see you.
Hey Ninja, but it'd be like if you had a horror movie, but you cut the trailer to not make it look scary, and you just show like all the setup scenes. This summer, these kids are going to Crystal Lake Summer Cabin, and will Joe be able to confess to Cindy that he likes her? Find out in
Yeah.
Find out how his luck is in Friday the 13th. You just completely leave out the slasher and horror aspect of it.
Right. Yeah.
Like that doesn't make sense. I don't know why they feel the need to hide that they're musicals. Like if the studio is willing to greenlight a musical, just own up to it being a musical.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it. Uh,
It's worked out very well for our third place movie, Wonka, which has surpassed a half billion worldwide.
wow. I was not expecting that.
No, I remember Valiant Renegade. I mean, considering it started with a 39 million domestic haul, like
Mm,
that, going up to 180 is very impressive.
yeah.
Valiant Renegade was comparing this early on to The Greatest Showman, which had a light opening, but then just legged out crazily. And
Mm.
it seems like these musicals do that, which is all the more reason you should just be upfront that they're musicals because there is clearly a dedicated built-in audience.
Yeah.
Come on,
Uh,
guys.
yeah. Jeez.
Like nobody likes bait and switches. But and the
No.
worst thing is you're pretending you don't have bait on the line.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. In second place at 16.5 million for the weekend, we have The Beekeeper, which Jason Statham action movie. It's actually one of my solo reviews for the week, so I won't go into it too much.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, uh, Ninja says, "Hey, they're hiding a genre behind another. Can work great. Bang Brave, Bang Braven was originally marketed as a military mech versus aliens, when in fact it's a Brave series successor. Oh, in Japan. Okay.
Although just having mecha in it at all does kind of pigeonhole it into like a certain audience that will show up just because they like mecha. So
Well, yeah. Yeah.
but still, it's weird. But anyways, Beekeeper, Jason
Mhm.
Statham action movie. We'll go into more details about it later.
Yes.
Um, but it came in at 16 and a half. I couldn't find a budget anywhere. I have a sneaking suspicion that this didn't cost a whole lot to make, and it also strikes me it's an MGM product, which means it's also an Amazon thing.
Yeah.
So that makes me suspect that Amazon probably is thinking, yeah, we'll just shove it on Prime at some point.
Hmm.
We won't be too upset. Yeah, still no budget listed.
Yeah, and then I don't know what kind of salary Statham commands. Probably not much.
Yeah, he's probably more of a quantity guy than a quality guy in terms of how many projects he's in.
Yeah, he's kind of this generation's Sylvester Stallone.
I was going to say Liam Neeson because they're both from the UK, but
Oh, yeah, well, Liam Neeson too. Yeah.
yeah, right. Well, from what I heard, Liam Neeson is in so many action movies because his wife died many years ago, and he keeps
Oh
busy
yeah.
by working to avoid having to deal with it. Don't know how
Mm,
true that is, but
yeah. Well, I know one of those movies. I can't remember what it was called. It was the one where he was stuck in the wilderness and he was fighting the
The
wolves.
Gray.
The Gray. Yeah, that movie kind of tacitly dealt with that for him.
Okay, so maybe
'Cause-
that was maybe some scriptwriter said, "Look, we can kind of get into this."
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that was really sad when I remember that. Yeah, it was really sad. But yeah,
Speaking of romance,
yes.
anyone but you, continuing to really leg out,
Hmm.
which is it's past 50 million as of last weekend, which just shows the strength of like people keep saying that romantic comedies are dead, but if you come up with one that people seem to like, and there aren't
Yeah,
a lot of options, that's how you can make some money.
yeah, and well, and on top of that, the both of the leads are good looking. So
That,
you get a guy and a girl going on a date night. They can both ogle the male and
that
female leads.
that's true, and I think they're both under 30, definitely under 40, from what I can tell.
Yeah,
When I was
yeah.
listening to a lot of the romantic comedies, like there was something last year that had Owen Wilson and J Lo in it
Oh
that just
yeah,
that was just a complete turkey, and it's like, you know, maybe this is like a young person's genre.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway, speaking of young people, Migration, the movie that's best for single digit kids, it's hanging in there, but it's got to be a big disappointment for everyone over at Illumination.
Yeah, I mean yeah, a rare misfire for them. Um, but Mario will make up for it.
I think let's see, did I see Mario further down the list here? No, but I did see Barbie down the list here. There are like 20 theaters in the U.S. that are still showing Barbie.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Then rounding out the top 10, we've got Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which I reviewed a few years back. You can go see what
Few
my thoughts on
years.
it there. Few weeks back. It felt like an eternity ago. I was ill this week.
Oh yeah,
Time has distorted for me.
yeah.
A few weeks ago, I saw Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. You can go watch the review on our video feed.
I'll put a card up in the corner here for
Yes. Pointing up where the card will. Oh,
pointing
there
up
you
at the
go.
cardinal. So I'm reminding myself.
Uh, decent movie. Not making a lot of money, unfortunately.
Mm.
Um, Night Swim, the horror movie, seems to be falling off the cliff, but it's made 20 million in the U.S. Roughly speaking.
Probably a $5 million budget.
Well, let's see
It's
if they
it.
have that listed. No, they don't. But it's got to be just like nothing.
Yeah. Well, it's a Blumhouse movie, so yeah, they
Yeah,
didn't spend anything on it.
probably didn't spend anything on it. They probably already have the streaming rights lined up with Peacock.
Hmm. Yeah, and maybe even have a sequel in the works.
Yes, they're very efficient over there.
Yeah.
Next up, Guntur Karam, Indian movie. Don't know
Mm,
anything about it. They don't have a poster here, so can't really comment.
yeah.
Um, the Boys in the Boat at number 9,
Mm,
which I've heard good things about, but it seems kind of Oscar baity.
yeah.
It's about the university near where I live, so it's kind of interesting. Not a lot of movies about the Seattle area.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm.
Then we've got the Book of Clarence in 10th, which, from the sounds of it, is just not a particularly funny movie. Like,
Yeah.
the film threat review I saw of it was that it can't decide whether it's a serious movie or a slapstick comedy.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like they were trying to have it be like trying to do like the life of Brian, and it just didn't work.
Yeah. Um, Now this weekend, if I'm feeling better, I'm going to go out there and watch American Fiction because it looks. I saw a trailer for it ahead of The Beekeeper because both are MGM.
Hmm.
So th- that one looks really hilarious and thought provoking, just because it is about kind of soft bigotry where people are like, oh, well, we want to hear the authentic black voice,
Yeah.
and like
Yeah.
what they think is the authentic black voice is. So do you remember the movie Precious?
Yes.
I have never actually seen the movie Precious, but I remember it being hailed at the time and the actress getting to go on SNL and things like that. You know, she was making the rounds.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I gotta say, there's something. I saw a clip of it out of context, and it seems kind of suspicious to me to have a movie where it's supposed to be like, oh, look at this authentic black experience. At one point, you have the overweight woman stealing Kentucky Fried Chicken and running away.
Oh.
Like, come on. Like, I, I think it was. I want to say that movie was based on a true story. So unless that is literally what happened, like somebody I don't know. I feel like somebody in the writing room should have said, "Could it be a Wendy's instead?"
Yeah.
Just to avoid some, just avoid
For-
some optics.
yeah, yeah, to avoid some negative stereotypes. Yeah. Jeez. Ah.
And then as far as other movies here, The Color Purple is continuing to be the musical that isn't making people money because it was
Yeah.
just too expensive and it doesn't look like it's gotten an international release.
Oh, that's odd. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Um, let's see how the Hunger Games uh, worked out in the end.
Not
Uh,
too bad.
325, yeah. It's they're probably fine financially, but definitely not what you're expecting when you put 120 million into a movie or 100
Yeah.
million into a movie.
Yeah. Yeah. They probably took a bit of a loss on this one.
Um, if you just go by the theatrical, probably, but
Yeah.
with the deals that these guys get for with Lionsgate does like where they still sell the streaming rights all over the world
Oh, okay.
instead of shoving it on their own service, they probably made out okay.
Okay. Hmm.
Of course, you don't put 100 million into a movie to make out okay, but them's the
Yeah.
breaks.
Yeah, that's true.
Um, so yes, that's the box office. Showing some life after a few weeks of really nothing.
Hmm. Yeah, and I don't know what's coming out in the next couple of weeks. Um,
Um, let's see. I kind of refuse to believe that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is the top trending movie on the numbers right now.
yeah.
Let's hear. In a couple of weeks, we've got Argyle coming out, the Henry Cavill spy movie.
Oh, okay.
I'm probably going to go drag myself out to that.
Yeah.
Oh no! Did they make a Peppa the Pig movie? Peppa's Cinema Party? That feels like that's got to be a Peppa Pig movie.
Yeah, it's a special
Oh
engagement.
no! This year's Peppa Pig invites her 20th. The Peppa Pig has been on the air for 20 years.
Oh, wow, I feel old.
I don't feel old. I feel offended by the taste of the generations that came after me.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Oh well.